An expected showdown on the floor of the House of Representatives here in Austin did not take place this morning. Representative Curtis Graves of Houston talked to members around the House floor trying to drum up support for his resolution, which would call for House Speaker Gus Mutcher, Appropriations Committee Chairman W.S. Heatley, and House Administration Committee Chairman Tommy Shannon of Fort Worth to step down pending the outcome of a Securities and Exchange Commission investigation. After talking with numerous House members, then with a brief conference with the Speaker at the podium, Representative Graves called a news conference here in an anteroom.
The groundswell has been literally more than I expected. I did not think that this many people around the state would be so concerned about this resolution. But I feel that it's a steamroller effect, and it's really just starting. At this point, the people of Texas, I don't feel have completely overcome, completely recovered from the initial shock of the Sharpstown Bank closing a few days ago, and the initial shock of so many of their public officials in high public office being involved in an alleged scandal. Because of this, I think it at this time would be premature for me to introduce the resolution that I am going to introduce. The Speaker was very affable and very friendly, and he said that he would most graciously give me a run today. But I don't feel that all of the people of Texas have completely responded to their representatives. And until the people can let their representatives know what they have in mind and the way that they would like for them to vote, I think it would be premature for me to introduce the resolution.
I talked with numerous members of the House of Representatives, especially from the Dallas-Fort Worth area today, and found none who said that they would support Representative Graves' resolution. Most of them say it's a matter for the proper authorities to investigate, and they would rather operate on the theory here in the House that a man is innocent until proven guilty. When I asked Representative Joe Goldman of Dallas, he referred me to a sheet of paper which quotes the 7th chapter of Matthew, beginning, "Judge not, that ye be not judged." This is Roger McDonald, Channel 8 News on the Move in Austin.
I'm sure it'd be Plunkett like everybody else's. Of course, I don't know that our information would show any different from anybody else's. I think Plunkett and probably Manning and Pastorini and Dickey, all those quarterbacks are probably fairly equal. Anyone who gets shot the first 4 or 5 picks is probably going to get a good quarterback.
Will Theismann be picked close to the first round?
I wouldn't be a bit surprised. He's a great athlete. He's one of those that has done a great job, and you'll have to only look at his results to know that he's a great football player.
And how about Chuck Hickson of SMU?
Chuck Hickson definitely has the results and the performance. And, of course, I see he told you that he didn't want to play for the Cowboys, but I think that was a statement that he made that he might rescind if we happened to pick him. I think he would be happy with us.
Another quarterback in the country said he would like to play with the Cowboys, Rex Kern of Ohio State.
Rex Kern is a great kid, and he's a great football player. We would be very fortunate to have him. I saw him last summer, and had a very pleasant visit with him, and he's a wonderful boy, and we would be fortunate to have him.
Who will go in the first round, do you feel, from the Southwest Conference? Or
Well,
second or third?
it's almost impossible to say who'll go when. Of course, I think everybody would figure Plunkett will be number one, but I don't know how you'd keep Worcester out of there, and Tessis, and Hickson, and many others. When you start naming names, you're going to leave out someone, but I think very definitely those kids. Wunsch is a great football player, too. He could go very soon.
Well, I criticize them in a comedy way, let's say that. I try to help every administration that's in because when I think they're right and when I think we have problems like we have today, I think we need a little help. I think the country needs a little help and the people need a little confidence, and I try to do what I can as far as that's concerned.
You see Vietnam objectively. Do you think we're going to be able to get out of there this year?
I certainly do, and especially if, as I said in my Christmas speech, if we get a little unity going, or everybody cooperates, I think that we can get out of there, because, you know, these people that are using, making speeches for their own political ambitions do nothing but hurt us.
Mm-hmm. What's the hope recipe for unity?
Well, I just think that it's a matter of conscience. If they could only seek down and work on their conscience for a while and think about it, because I talk to an awful lot of politicians on both sides, you know, and they all have a conscience, except that they're thinking of their party, and sometimes they forget the country, and sometimes they forget those kids laying in hospitals that are dying.
Excuse me, Guy, could we talk to you for a minute? Guy, what is this new movie you're working on?
We're doing a picture down here, Quarter Horse Stories, called The Sale Is On.
What's it going to be about?
It's going to be about quarter horses.
Well, this is one of the few movies to be made in the United States nowadays. Do you feel that it's going to have a chance with competing with European-made films?
It'll be an international film. We're not making it especially to compete with foreign films. We're making it because we feel the time is correct to have a film that the whole family can see at the present time, a film that's entertaining, a film full of action with horses, good quarter horses, and will depict all the different events that the quarter horse has been trained for, like cutting, roping, bulldogging, reining, racing, and it's just going to be a beautiful film, outdoor type film.
I would never consider any sort of revolt against the school board. However, I feel that we are protected by the First Amendment of the Constitution, that we have the right of free speech, and this is a form of free speech in my opinion. And it seems to me that it is necessary in our society, in a free democratic society, that we are allowed to exercise this right.
Now that the school board has voted to not appeal the decision, do you feel that this is sort of a stepping back by Dr. Estes and the board?
I don't think that I would call it stepping back, although it seems to me that Dr. Estes made a wise decision. I feel that he is avoiding some conflicts with the student body by doing this, since much of the disruption was caused by the argument about the armbands and not by the armbands themselves. This is a wise decision on the part of the school board. I never saw any disruption caused by an armband, only disruption caused when a teacher tried to kick a student out of school.
It would be safer because there is an alarm in each apartment, an alarm on the outside of the complex that goes off with fire or smoke, either one.
You know the council pretty well by now. Do you think they will go along with this proposition?
I think they'll go along with one of them. Mr. McDonald stated last Monday that the appeals board wanted us to come back before them and to try to work out an alternative. An alternative wasn't mentioned down there yesterday. And Mr. Tom Jones, which is in the city building department and a member of this board, invited me and my attorney Donald Gray to his office after the meeting was over with and informed us that we would not get to two doors, but we had a chance with an alarm system.
The value is in the understanding of the instrument and also the use of the instrument by the teacher after she has received results from the children.
Ruth, how do you hope to combat the problem of the fact that there are going to be some students who don't like a teacher no matter what, and some students that love a teacher no matter what?
Well, every teacher would realize that there are going to be students that rate you very high. There are going to be others that rate you very low. But the middle grounders are the ones that would give the valid suggestions, and these are the ones that you would gear your new course of study to.
Student evaluation of teachers in the Fort Worth Public Schools will come under the vote of the Board of Education at its regular meeting tonight. Teacher evaluation proposal from the Fort Worth Classroom Teachers Association includes 4 basic rules. It'll be used in grades 10, 11, and 12 only in the Fort Worth High School, such as Arlington Heights High School here, and in classrooms such as this American History class under the supervision of Mrs. Vivian Murphy. Secondly, it is voluntary to the teacher. The results are for the teacher only. And finally, the high school's PTA must approve the evaluation instrument used. Ruth Amend, president of the CTA, who will present the proposal to the board, said its value lies in its understanding and usage by the teacher. Also included on the agenda will be a resolution calling for a trustee election. The date to be set will be April 3rd. Jerry Park, Channel 8 News on the Move, Fort Worth.